Back now to the main story of the day and the massive disruption at our airports due to a plume of volcanic ash. Hundreds of flights are grounded. Our reporters have spent the day assessing the impact on the capital. In a moment, we'll get the latest from St Pancras International, London's only link to the continent. But first, let's go to Marc Ashdown, who's at City Airport. Marc.
Yes, there is. Well, staff this evening are outnumbering passengers, but still the odd person's arriving and trying to check themselves in, perhaps unaware that no flights have been in or out of here since about lunchtime today. Now look at the check-in desks here behind me. They've been practically deserted all day, but the real busy area has been over here, the information and the ticket sales, as anxious passengers have desperately tried to buy a ticket for tomorrow or Saturday in the hope that this will be over and flights will be running again. Now, City Airport sitting so close to the city, it means there is a real economic impact here as well. Every hour this remains closed is a drain on both the city and London's economy. But for today at least, it's been all about the frustration for passengers. It's what every air traveller probably felt like doing today. As flights were cancelled, confusion reigned. Even so, the atmosphere was one of quiet resignation. The cause of this disruption, nobody could help.
This is a huge pain, absolutely. But, you know, I guess these things happen, nobody died, so...
It's very frustrating, and, will take a lot of more time, but, and I have some business meetings which I'll miss now.
We managed to get another flight tomorrow, so we'll just have to... Just hope it does fly, yes.
She's so tired, so she would really like to rest now. So, and we have the whole hassle now to go somewhere, to either stay somewhere or go to the Eurostar, which is probably fully booked.
City only runs about 260 flights a day. This morning, 153 were cancelled, and from midday, everything was grounded, meaning some impromptu business meetings and hasty reorganisation for its clientele.
We look after primarily business travellers who are in a hurry, and we're getting them on short-haul journeys to UK and European destinations, which of course are particularly affected by today's issue.
Is there a lot of frustration for them?
Well, I think the thing with business travellers is they recognise that when there's a problem, the best thing is to go home.
Which is far from the case at Luton, where airline counters were mobbed all day. A similar story too at Stansted, passengers clamouring to find out any news about when flights will start again. As well as encouraging passengers to contact their airlines directly, City Airport have been putting out email alerts to anyone due to travel today and have been contacting passengers via Facebook and Twitter. Here on site, they've put staff at the Docklands Light Railway Station and have put announcements out there as well. It's left Eurostar swamped with those desperate to travel today.
Yeah, I thought, OK, it's easy to take a train to Brussels, but apparently, as you can see, it's not going to work out that easy.
A bit of luck, I get a seat on the Eurostar tonight or tomorrow. Let's see how we go.
Luckily made it to the train station, tried to get down here. We tried to book our Eurostar tickets online, couldn't do it because the Wi-Fi was spotty, and now we're in this horrible queue. So it's been really bad.
The last plane arriving this morning seems like a distant memory. It's a sight everyone here can't wait to see again.
Marc Ashdown reporting there. So some airline passengers have been doing all they can to get away. As you can see behind me, Sara Orchard is at St Pancras, where Eurostar have seen a huge surge in booking. Sara.
Yes, that is right, Riz. And I have to say, it's a lot quieter here at St Pancras International right now than when I'd first arrived a little bit earlier today, around 2 o'clock. Thousands of extra travellers had actually arrived here to try and get on the Eurostar after their tickets and their flights had been cancelled, so they wanted to get here to continue their journeys into Europe. They queued for hours. The station actually had to lay on extra queuing barriers to cope with the influx of travellers that were arriving here. And of all those people that had to queue, unfortunately, most of them were told because they didn't have a reserved ticket, they weren't actually going to be able to travel today. Now, Eurostar did actually lay on 2 extra services today to try and cope with the extra demand. They've also said that by around 11 o'clock today, they'd had so many phone calls. Most of their extra tickets had already been taken up by other people already. There's still a statement on their website which reads, due to the disruption to air travel today in the UK, Eurostar trains are extremely busy. We would ask that you only come to our stations if you hold a confirmed reservation for travel today.
And so what's the advice for travel tomorrow then?
Well, at the moment, Riz, it's pretty much the same. I have had it confirmed that all of Eurostar trains tomorrow are booked at the moment, so if you don't have a ticket, it is advised by them that you check the website that you don't arrive at the station. Back to you, Riz.
Sara, thank you. So we can be absolutely clear about the situation. There are no commercial flights taking off or landing at any airports around London until 7 o'clock tomorrow morning at the earliest. Of the main carriers, all BA flights have been cancelled. You can either rebook or get a refund via their website, or you can call the following number. That's 0844 493 0787. Let me give that to you again. You can see it there. 0844 493 0787. Ryanair and EasyJet flights are also cancelled. Both airlines are advising you to check their websites for updated information. You'll find an option either to transfer your flight free of charge or to get a refund. Well, if you're still hoping to travel tomorrow, the UK Air Traffic Control Service will make a further announcement at 8 o'clock this evening. You've already caught sight of him. With me is John Strickland, a former BA executive. Now, we've already heard, John, thank you for joining us, that this is an unprecedented situation. And we've heard about the impact on passengers. What about airlines themselves?
Well, this is a very challenging event being experienced now by the airline industry, because when any disruption takes place, it's for people behind the scenes, the operational planners, who have to work out what to do to try to minimise the impact. But this is an ongoing and unknown quantity. It really outstrips what we saw when the 9/11 terror attacks happened. At that time, US airspace was closed and flights had to turn back to Europe. Some had to land in Canada. But this is a complete closure now of UK airspace. And as we've heard, it's been extended to other European cities too. So there's a great deal of difficulty in where to get aircraft to land.
Now, we've heard there that passengers will be understanding whenever there's an issue of safety. But one of the criticisms that we've also heard is that they're just not getting enough information. You worked for many airlines as well as BA. What will be their priority in those situations? You know, is the priority to get information out?
Well, the information is disseminated as soon as it's available. The difficulty is this is an evolving situation. We've heard already very decisive news about short-haul flights were cancelled earlier in the day before we got this outright closure of airspace. Airlines are at this very moment trying to work out where they've had long-haul aircraft had to divert to other countries. For example, planes coming from Asia now may find themselves in Germany or further points east. It takes quite some time to get those aircraft back to their correct airports, primarily, for example, Heathrow in the case of BA. And, of course, it's not even open to even think about doing that at the present time, so hard to give reliable information.
Well, we know that flights won't resume until 7 o'clock in the morning at the earliest. But even if they do resume at that point, we know that there are knock-on effects. In your view, how long do you think it could be before normal service resumes? I know it's a guess, but, you know, a very educated one.
Well, even in an ideal situation, which would be that the volcano has ceased to erupt and the cloud cleared, we would see a large number of short-haul flights still disrupted tomorrow, probably large numbers of those cancelled. Long-haul flights, precisely because of the fact that a number of aircraft and crew are not now in the UK. Some of those will be at least delayed. I think there will be further cancellations, and I think at the least this is likely to carry on with significant impact into the weekend. And not forgetting, Friday is normally one of the busiest travel days of the week.
OK, well, John Strickland, thank you for your time and advice this evening. Thank you.